lesson. I'm going to do the tune Danny Boy today. I already showed you this tune in a basic video, but now we're going to do some things with the tune. I'm going to add some embellishments to it, some Irishy type things like turns and triplets, and some double stops and slides and stuff. Usual bag of tricks I throw at you on these tunes. So I'm just going to play it, and then I'm going to talk about what I added to the basic version. So if you don't already know the basic, you'll be kind of lost at that point. So I recommend doing that first. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to do my best to be consistent, but I may leave something out when I explain it, or I might add something that I didn't add in it. So just so you know, I don't have this written out or anything, so I'm going to do my best to kind of explain the kind of things I add. And just take it all with a grain of salt, because these are just ideas that you can add to tunes or suggestions, okay? So here we go. Alright, so I think the way I'm going to approach it, I'm just going to play a basic phrase and then kind of play that phrase with what I added. So the basic version of Danny Boy begins. That's the first quarter of the A part. So right off the bat, you can add some double stops here, some two-finger double stops. I might not even have done that in the version I just did, but it sounds nice. Alright, and then for this first note on the downbeat, I like to do kind of a slur across the strings, creating like a cross-bowing chord. Kind of like that. And maybe just a double stop on the first note I would do. And try to, when you do this crossbow thing, make it nice and light. And you can practice that just on open strings. So I do that little crossbow sweep thing a lot in this tune. So back to the beginning. And then add a 16th note triplet there. So 1 to low 2 to 1. And maybe slide into that first. Good. So that's a little bit what I added on the first quarter. Second quarter. That's a basic version. You could add a double stop there, adding the second finger on the D. Double stop in the pickup. Let's move on to the third quarter. Basic third quarter was. So can add some similar things to as we did on the first. There I did. It's kind of an advanced thing, but it's just kind of throwing the fingers down. But you do it really light and quick, like a lot of the grace notes, mordents, trills, and stuff, real quick and light. Okay, and then going on, well, I could show you that a little bit more. I call that little thing the throw. There might be a more scientific name for it. So, and then continuing the phrase. That's the basic. And add a 16th note triplet. So the whole third quarter. Once again. And then the fourth quarter basic was. So I'm going to add maybe the crossbow sweep. And then a double stop on the last third finger. You could also do an open G there. Maybe a slide into it. And then the other option there is you could use second on G string. So the fourth chord would sound like. See what you like better. Okay, let's move on to the B part, first quarter. The basic was. So let's see what I added. And now that's a sweep across all four strings with open G, open D, 1 on A, low 2 on E. Oh, and sorry, if you're, I maybe should have explained earlier when I did, at the beginning when I did that sweep, that was open G, open D, and 1 on A. Sorry about missing to tell you that. And here you still do the same thing, but we're adding low 2 on E. Try to make it real quick. Quick and light, it's just sort of like a flash. So then after this, another 16th note triplet. And another one there too. And that's going 3, I'll do it slow. 3, 1, 3, 1. Here comes my cat. I'll do it real slow, with a sweep. Here it is again. Good, let's move on to the second quarter. The basic of the second quarter was. And I added, similarly, the sweep. The cat wants something. There you go, buddy. Pretty much the same idea as the first quarter with what I added. adding an extra, alright, an extra 16th note triplet. And then, alright, so one more time slowly through the second quarter. Third quarter of the B part, basic version was. And let's see what I added. I think that works. You can do a slide into that, that kind of makes it cry a little bit. I like that. You could, let's see. I'm not sure I like that second finger on the lead in. Maybe an open D. Sometimes, you know, you might try something out and you have to ask yourself, is it working? Is it taken away from the tune, or is it adding it? Do I like it or not like it? And you know, it's worth trying it out, but I think I'm not going to do that after all. Maybe the open D. And then a 16th note triplet. You could probably do. So, in case you're wondering, 16th note triplets go a little slower than things like grace notes. So, a 16th note triplet. But a mordant or a grace note would be like. You could easily kind of replace, anytime I've done those 16th note triplets, if you're able to do the quicker thing, the mordant, then you could do that. And maybe you like that more. I think I like the 16th note triplets more myself. It just depends on the situation. But some other things, spots you can do that, like in the beginning. So there's a 16th note triplet. But as if a mordant would be really quick. And that's a 16th note triplet. Subtle difference, I guess. So back to where we're at. And then the fourth quarter. Just like, pretty much like the first quarter of the A part almost. I like to do a kind of, I think there's a musical term for this, but I don't know what it is, but it's, instead of landing on the tonic at the end, instead of landing straight on the root, I land on the second finger, which is the major seventh. And it sounds kind of nice. You can maybe even bring it out more by playing an open G. I didn't do this when I did the opening version. It might be nice. You can just practice that. See if you like it. Okay, so I'm now going to attempt to do everything I showed you at a very slow tempo with maybe a beat going. And you can try to play along, but what I want you to mainly get from this lesson is ideas to make up your own music and maybe do your own version with this. You may even want to try recording it, recording yourself playing it, and so you can listen back and see what you like. I think it's a really good idea. I just had that right now, just here sitting, telling it to you. And from now on, I'm going to suggest that in videos. Hope you don't get sick of hearing it. Okay, So here we go, Danny boy. 1, 2, and 3. Well, thanks for watching. See you next time. Let me know how it's going. Maybe you could send me what you're working on. Okay. Have a good day. So long.
Thanks for watching the video.
Excellent!